Good morning. I'm Jane Windsor with Windsor Law in Sarasota, Florida. And the purpose of this recording is so that I can share information with people that need help with their kids in school. I'm an education law attorney, primarily focused K through 12 and special ed, but I also work all the way through college and grad school and getting students their accommodations on their board exams. We have a lot of frequently asked questions that parents are always asking us, sending emails in, or when I meet with prospective clients, they have these questions for me. So I've compiled them and tried to put them together so that I can offer this information free of charge on the internet and I think on our YouTube page. A question that comes up often is, what is the IDEA? And that is short for the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It's a federal law that governs specialized instruction in public schools. That's quite a bit different than Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, and I'm going to go into both of those laws and what they do, hopefully during this time of explaining this. Many times people ask me, what kind of law do you practice? How can you help a student in school? What can an attorney do for students that a non-attorney advocate cannot do? Many of our clients come to us after they have worked with an advocate, and sometimes that's been a really good relationship, but that advocate has only been able to get them so far and they've run into a legal issue. So I want to take a few minutes and distinguish what an attorney can do that perhaps an advocate can't. An attorney can first file a lawsuit as well as advocate for a student without filing a lawsuit. Often when the other side has an attorney, like a school district, and you go in with an advocate, that advocate can only take you so far, and they can't really follow through on any threats to file a lawsuit. Now, certainly there are advocates out there who will file lawsuits, but it's pretty difficult for them to be able to maintain a case all the way through in front of a hearing officer or a judge. And in fact, doing so in many times is really the equivalent to the unauthorized practice of law. So we don't recommend that parents use an advocate to try to file a lawsuit. If for some reason a parent is not comfortable with our firm, we're always happy to provide them with a list of other attorneys that practice in this area. But I do think it's important that you have representation that is competent and able to actually carry the suit all the way through. Sometimes we hear the question of, why should I seek an attorney's help with my student? And there are many good reasons to do that. I want to kind of break that down into three areas, general areas that we see over and over again, where we can help sometimes where parents are not able to get things to go in their child's favor on their own. One of these is advocating for a student with a disability, and some of the more common disabilities that we see are ADHD, autism, ASD, autism spectrum disorder, and we see a lot of students with learning disabilities such as dyslexia. We also see cases that are grouped in the bullying area where a child is being picked on. So those are typical areas where parents may try their best to get their children the support and protection that they need, and they're just not able to do it on their own. So it's very difficult for any client to represent themselves in a legal matter. But I think when your children are involved and there's that emotional charge of trying to protect your child who you love and they need your protection, it's very difficult to stay dispassionate enough in that kind of a matter to be able to really get your child the help that they need and to stay cool-headed. And that's where an attorney advocate can sometimes come in and cooler heads prevail to get the service plan in place that the child needs.